Here we are.
Are we live streaming?
I believe we are. Here we go. Let's see. आ रहा है? आ रहा है? Okay. So, hello everybody. Let's minimize this. Here we are. Welcome. My name is Nandini, and this is actually currently being streamed on Love Powered Up, but we're gonna put it on Wahidalic Love, revive that little channel. And this is my friend Maitri.
Hi.
So the other day we went, was it yesterday? We went to
Day
watch.
before yesterday.
It was yesterday, bro. Thursday was yesterday. Today's Friday.
I'm very psychedelic right now. And as you can see, also imaginary because I'm going in and out. In and out.
So, just looking at the colors, what film do you think we watched, guys? What film did we watch? Actually, if you've read the title, you know, we watched Wicked for Good.
Yes.
You have
And the fun fact is I haven't watched Wicked Part 1.
Yeah.
And this human over here gave me a very elaborate,
Summary.
yes,
Two of them.
two of them. One, a written format, one very thorough, I would say.
Yeah.
Didn't even leave out the little details.
I told her the whole story. The crazy thing was, as I was going to in my head, I was like, oh, I invited Maitri to watch it. Let me give you a little summary. I thought, kya ho raha hai? Like there'll be hardly anything that happened in the first story. It's such a simple story. I was like, I can easily summarize this in 5 sentences. I started writing, and I'm like, it's now 10 sentences, and I'm still on the first scene. What?
Clearly not 5 sentences.
No, no. And then we had a podcast meeting, and then I told you again what it was, which was good because there were some misconceptions.
So there was a written summary. Then I reread it because it was so long. I was like, okay, I'm just going to skim over the first time. And then I reread it properly. And then there was a review later after the podcast meeting.
Yes.
Because I started asking questions about, is this what? And I'm glad I asked those questions because they were pretty basic things which I had misunderstood. But anyway, I ended up watching the second one with them. And my first 4D experience, I would say. My first 4D experience, which I didn't completely hate because the first one I hated because it was for the movie Inside Out 2. And I just found the whole 4D experience very annoying. I was like, I'm trying to watch a film. I'm reeling my head and I love it.
Yes.
And then, but this one, it was good because I could enjoy the flying in the sky and the storm. Initially, it was a little annoying, but I got used to it and I enjoyed it because this is the kind of film that you can actually enjoy as a
Agreed.
4D experience.
So yeah, just to emphasize, what you're saying was annoying was the 4D experience, not the film. Flying in the film was good.
The f-
The
the,
f-
f-
the film
yeah,
was really
but
good.
but me, I was like, do I really want to move?
The little tickle,
Do
little
do I want the air in my face when it's like 2 degrees outside?
Yeah.
It's cold right
It's
now.
it's pretty cold, as
Yeah,
you might not be able to tell how many layers I'm wearing.
we're wearing a lot of layers of
A
clothes.
lot of
Yeah.
layers. So let's do a little review of Wicked for Good. What struck us as good,
Or Wicked.
or wicked about the film. So firstly, let's just give some basic ratings. So in terms of the plot, I know you have not, you didn't watch the first part of the plot. So just for the second, what out of 5? Let's do out of 5 or
Out of 5 is enough.
yeah, out of 5. So out of 5, what would you give the plot?
Plot, I would give 3.7.
Okay. Yeah.
4. 4 is fine if I'm
4.
being
Yeah.
generous.
Yeah.
Um,
And pacing?
Irregular, so it loses points because it's
Yeah.
irregular. Certain places it goes really smoothly. Certain places I felt it was a little stretched out.
Yeah.
So 3.
3? Okay. So for me, the plot would get like a 4-ish, like maybe a high 3, like 3.8 to 4.
Same.
But the pacing, I'd give it like a 2 or a 1.8. Like I feel like the pacing was insane. Maybe also because we missed the first 10 minutes of the film.
I don't think that would have, because we still understood what they were setting up. They
Yeah,
were setting
yeah.
up the stage for the rest of the film, which was fine. But it's just, certain scenes, certain points that they wanted to emphasize, they have.
Certain thing has happened too quickly.
Yeah, certain things just happen. I was like, what? This is done?
Yeah.
And it's done. And I get that as creatives, we naturally have to cut, like, we have to emphasize certain points, and certain points naturally do get left
Yeah.
out. Um, but you lose where you lose, and that's okay.
This is making me think of the fact that when I try to summarize the first film to you, and in my head, I genuinely thought it would take 5 sentences, right? And
Mm,
then I was like, then nothing happened. And
mm,
then as I actually like, because in reality, nothing happened. It's just you have to explain the premise of everything. You have to explain, okay, there is a Munchkin land, there is an Emerald City,
mm,
there is the Wizard of Oz. And these also take sentences. But if you know who the characters are, I can just say, she goes to school to learn magic.
mm.
So in part one, and her teacher tells the Wizard of Oz there's an actual, real, powerful witch here. She ends up going to the Emerald City and realizing that the wizard is a fake. And when they try to capture her, she and her best friend, well, she escapes. That's these are the 5 sentences, which is exactly what the story
But
is.
we're not that kind of people. And I really appreciate that I get all the details.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad that I got the story from them, because I like the details, because I would have asked those questions. And I have people in my life who actually summarize like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Shiro,
You.
Shiro, I don't like it.
Yeah. So,
Coming back to
yeah,
the
the rating
pacing.
and the pacing. So the pacing, I'm I'm so impressed by the actor's ability to
Mm,
act.
mm.
Like I was
Everybody.
really moved by every single actor. There was no dud. Nobody underperformed. Everyone performed to the peak of their character's storyline, I would say. Um going in, having never s- have, I've never seen Ariana Grande
I
act.
was exactly gonna say
Yeah.
that.
S-
I've not even seen all her music videos
Yeah.
or
Neither.
any of her music videos. I've heard her.
I think I've watched Side to Side with Nicki Minaj.
Acha.
I've definitely watched that, but she's on a stationary bicycle, so
But music video is different, right? In a
Mm.
movie, you're playing out a character, and
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I,
yeah.
I too agree with you that she's done phenomenal
Well, I
with
have
the
watched a
expression.
couple of her music videos, but anyway, you're absolutely right. I would say like I went into the film thinking I would fall in love with Cynthia Erivo, and Ariana would just be there, and like she'd do fine. But I was like so taken by how well she
Yeah.
played her character. Now,
Mm.
coming into the story, there was one point I thought would be sort of interesting to discuss, and we've sort of talked about it before, but I want to talk about it again. That is like, I'm watching this at 30. Metri is not a child. Okay. Right?
36, it's okay.
Okay,
I
awesome.
don't look it, but I am.
Yeah, so we're in our 30s
Yeah.
watching this film, which is I don't know who it's made for. I don't know if it's made for young adults or if it's made for children or if it's made for the adult crowd. It's just
My mind was also processing that, because I can do that. Like, I was just imagining, like, if for a child they have closed a lot of loops, and they've answered a lot of questions, which if somebody who doesn't get into the details of it, or who's new to human life, would see it in a certain way and be like, oh, okay, this is fine, this is fine, this is fine. And you can just process simpler emotions.
yeah.
And for somebody who understands the nuances of mixed emotions, and the way relationships can be bittersweet,
Yeah.
and the same person that means so much to you can
Hmm.
also be the person who's choosing to take a step out of pain
Hmm.
to hurt you.
Hmm.
So those things are something that somebody with a more mature, emotionally mature mind would appreciate. And I really think that is one place that the
Oh,
what happened?
just our camera went off again. It's nothing to worry about. We'll restart it. They can still hear us. Hi guys.
So
We're still
till
here.
till till the time that Nandini
Here we
does
are.
their magic.
I was just seeing that a few people had joined, but they're gone now. But a few people had actually joined. Hey, somebody's here, guys. Say hello. We'd love to see your feedback. Um, great. So, yes, you were talking about processing it as an adult.
For somebody with a certain amount of emotional maturity can also enjoy it, because I was really appreciating how well the characters are written.
Mm,
Uh,
yeah.
And those mixed emotions are shown very well. And I remember you sharing this with me before that, every character is gray.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you see the layers
Hmm.
in the way that they conduct themselves and make their decisions. And I really like that.
Yeah. Some people, like, when I looked at, by the way, this is a full spoiler review, okay? Full spoiler. Now, the reason why I had said I'm not sure if this is meant for kids is like, number one, I don't watch kids' films. Like, what is released is that these days necessarily. I have watched Inside Out and 2 and stuff. But the reason why I said that is because I've never seen like a Disney kids film showing a scene where people like sleep together and are intimate, you know.
But
Um,
they don't sleep together. It's just
I mean, it's very much implied that they sleep together.
level one makeout. I mean, there's just like they just kiss. They don't show anything
They
more
they
than
they
that.
wake up together the next day and Jonathan Bailey has nothing on.
That is true, but they don't show anything in between.
Of course not. I mean, that would have been inappropriate for the whole genre of
Kids
and
these days probably know much more than we do.
true. No, no, I mean like that's true. But like anyway, so the point is that I was thinking about if I was a child, who would I have wanted to be like? Would I want to be like Galinda because she's so pretty and she's pink and she's blonde and she's ditzy and she gets her own way and she's seemingly happy and she's extremely like wealthy and her parents love her and everything, right?
Popular.
Yeah, she's popular, quite literally. That's her song. Or would I want to be like Cynthia Erivo's character of Galinda? No, what's her name again?
Alphaba.
Elphaba. Would I want to be like Elphaba? Because as a child, I would not have wanted to be the less good-looking character by any means. But at the same time, she has magical abilities. She's the most powerful person. She's fearless. And
Stands up for what she feels like.
yeah,
Stands up for what she feels,
she
believes it.
believes in.
Yeah.
And also, like, as a child who went through a lot of abuse, like from my parents, I would have really related to that side of her character, being neglected, being, undermined by her own father, and, I guess mother up to a point. I don't know what happens to the mother after. Oh, I think the mother ends up losing her life giving birth to her sister in the
Mhm.
first one. So,
I'm learning new things.
yeah. So, so I feel like if I was a child, I would have been torn about who I would want to be, or I would have been like, I would be both. I want to be both. I want to look
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
Linda,
Same.
and I want to have like,
Same.
and it's interesting because they really did such a good job of even like Elphaba leaving with Jonathan Bailey as a scarecrow. She ends up with someone who understands her, who respects her, who loves her, who thinks that she's, beautiful in a different way.
Hmm.
And that means a lot, for any person at any age, let
I,
alone as a
I
child.
love the dialogue as well, where both of them, in fact, get an opportunity to say it. That, you're beautiful because I've learned how to look at life in a different way, because I've
Mm,
learned to look at you in a different way.
mm, mhm.
And so it's not trying to emphasize a certain beauty standard,
Yeah,
but it's also not rejecting, you know, something which is pleasant to the eyes. It is pleasant to the eyes.
absolutely.
You're not denying it,
Yeah,
but it's what you choose to see or acknowledge as beautiful.
yeah, true.
That does shift. And I believe that shifts throughout life, especially for me. Like I've said this before many times, because I noticed it. It's like I look at my grandma and I was like, I don't care how many wrinkles she has on her face. I love her. She's beautiful
Mm,
and she'll always be beautiful to me. So it, and people I care about and genuinely love, a lot of times when I'm meeting them, even if they ask me, like, Maitri, what's different? I'm like, wait, what? What did you get a haircut? Like, I can't, because I'm not registering
mm,
what's shifting on the outside, and
mm,
it has its good and bad things
mhm.
both. Um, but but it does happen in life that people you care about, you can choose to see what you love and appreciate about them.
Yeah, 100%.
I think the most wicked character, um, it would be Michelle Yeoh's. Oh my God.
100%.
Michelle Yeoh is such a legend. I'd be so, I don't know. I think it would be such an honor if I ever get to meet them.
Oh, okay.
Ever. Like, I've watched her since I was a child.
What was she in the things that you
Crouching Tiger, maybe. Hey, she's been in that that movie in which she is a really powerful sorceress. It's a Hollywood film, but
Okay.
it has a Chinese cast.
Okay.
I'm forgetting the name of the film. If I wait,
Okay.
I'll
Well,
find out.
so you can look that up.
Yes, I will
Um,
tell you the name.
I feel like just the pacing was off personally, and the actors did really well despite it. The sets were phenomenal. Excuse me. Costume out of this world, honestly. Amazing, just amazing. Um,
Oh my God, I have watched a lot of their.
a lot of his
I've
work.
watched Michelle Yeoh's Last Christmas. I've watched Shang-Chi as well. I watched Memoirs of Geisha, Crouching Tiger, obviously, I already mentioned that. Crazy Rich Asians, obviously. Everything Everywhere All at Once is like
Oh
top
yeah.
priority, but we're not going to talk about that now. I was looking for that one movie which I watched as a baby.
Tai Chi Master?
No, it wasn't Tai Chi Master. I'll tell you. Why is their name in Minions? Marco Polo. The Touch, 2002.
Okay.
The Touch. Yes.
Very nice indeed. So I feel like we can sort of wrap this up.
Yep.
Good film. I don't know whether I would recommend watching it or not. I think if you like just beautiful things, like beautiful gowns, a really beautiful set, I would recommend it there. If you like extremely good acting and phenomenal singing, I would recommend it there. If you want to introduce or if you want to see yourself like these characters, all of who have flaws and very understandable reasons for their flaws, their backgrounds, like despite the pacing being as bad as it was, we understood each person's motivation for each of their
And I had
actions.
goosebumps like three, four times. I think one of the reasons why I really did appreciate and connect with the film is because it does highlight friendship
Mhm.
and, love in the form of friendship. And I really resonate with that
Yeah.
a lot. And towards the end, they kind of emphasize the fact that I am who I am because you came into my life. And that is
Mhm.
something that's literally how I feel soulmates are
Mhm.
for us. It's not that one person you get married to. It's not just the romantic sense. It can be friends and siblings and certain people just, you have a bittersweet sweet experience with them, but you love them so much. And because they matter so much to you, they also have you are vulnerable to them.
Mm.
And so there is a lot of transformation that happens
Mm.
through the ones you care about.
Yeah, that's very true.
What happened?
No, I just remembered I have to be on a live call right now. But that's okay. Perfect
Wash
timing.
your clothes.
Perfect timing. All right. Thank you very much for watching. And thank you, Matthew, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And thanks for going to watch Wicked with me and bearing through my two summaries of Wicked 1. I recommend watching Wicked 1. You know what? In the
It was an
comments, we're
adventure.
gonna talk about whether if you do end up watching Wicked 1,
Hmm.
um, part 1, which one you like better.
Okay.
Okay? I it's gonna sound crazy. I liked two so much more than one because I felt like nothing happened in one, whereas I felt like way too much happened in two. You know?
I don't think after listening to that, I will watch one because they've already given me a pretty
But the
detailed
music is
review.
really good. And it's
Hmm.
more fun. Like there's more like joy in it?
Hmm.
There's more like
Where they're getting together and,
yeah, because especially since you mentioned you like the friendship aspect of it, I
hmm.
think you would just enjoy it as a casual watch. Like you don't have to pay like for 4D experience. You can just like watch it at home,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that sort of thing. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. Okay, thanks guys. See you in the next one. Bye.
Bye-bye.